Oldham. This is certainly different. We're at the Greengate Brewery. Strange place for ghosts, but apparently they've got lots of them. That's what we're here for, that's what we're going to go and find out. So we'll go in and have a look.
It's a fantastic place. We've all sort of got all the kit out of the van and we've set up. It's got a lot of history, this place. You can imagine the old cart horses moving in with the old beer barrels and all of that. There's so much history still here, and yet it's got a modern inside. So it's like this historical old exterior with this kind of modern interior.
It's very interesting. Very interesting. It's bigger than I thought. There's a lot of different rooms. This place is huge.
I arrived literally a couple of hours ago, and judging from what I've seen so far, it's a good place. This is going to be a good location.
Don't feel scared at all because, like, in the offices all today, it was a working office. So there's loads of people. I think there's something like 40 staff in total. So walking through the building, not scary.
I don't really feel anything strange in the brewery. We've been for walk rounds and down the fermenting room and the tank room, it stinks.
It was absolutely horrendous. The smell made me heave.
Well, yeah, you say you don't know an awful lot about the ghosts. I mean, that's what we're here for anyway, to find out more information, as it were. I've got some research notes that I did myself.
Yes. I couldn't find anything.
No, it's a difficult one to find information on. There are quite a few ghosts, if we're to believe the reports. There are about 5-6 different locations maybe where there is supposed to be activity, so let's go and get some more information.
Although normally the noise levels that we're hearing would be a problem, I don't think we'll hear, because we're just trying to show the people at home that hauntings happen all over the place, and this is a working brewery, and people are today working as they normally do in their everyday lives. So these people are seeing apparitions and spirits, hearing footsteps above this noise, which enhances what we're trying to do, just to show that of all haunted places are old hotels and derelict houses.
I've had a kind of walk around, and I like that combination of like a working factory with clearly paintings on the wall, embroidery that sort of clearly date back a long time. And I think perhaps with the history and the industry, it's going to should prove an interesting thing.
At the moment, feeling fine, feeling happy, as always.
It's an amazing place, and it's very scary. There's so much to this place. I'm sure we're going to get lost, because it's hard to take in all the different rooms. We're all looking forward to it. It should be a good night. But I'll check back with you later. We've just done the first walk around, the lit walk around with Yvette, Phil and Derek. And it was quite remarkable indeed. Quite often, although a lot of paranormal activity is picked up by Derek on the lit walk around, it's rare that we actually feel or see anything or hear anything on the lit. That usually happens on the night vision walk around. Now, this was the exception, and everything was going well, and all of a sudden we were upstairs, and then we heard two
aluminium kegs banged together.
Are you having a laugh? Emerald, what would that be? What would that be? Did you hear that? Did you hear it?
We all ran down the straightaway. There is no other way you can get in and out of that building apart from where we went. And there is nobody there. I went into one room, thought I heard a moaning sound, but maybe my imagination, I don't know.
It excited everybody, and it was all, oh wow, you know, that is fantastic. That was really audible. I think we've got it on tape. It was great.
We did a replay of what got on, so we got two empty kegs banging together, and we got the identity, we got the exact sound, and then Richard got two full kegs, banged them together, different sound, so we know it was empty kegs that were banged, and it couldn't have been anything else. And it's actually annoying me because I want to know who, what, and if.
Are you having a laugh? Emerald, what would that be? What would that be? Did you hear that?
No, we have been told that this place is completely empty now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they were so distinct, Carl. Those bang bang. I mean, it was. No, it's not that. So it was as if someone got a stick and was hitting. No, see, that's not it. No. I really don't know.
I thought it came from upstairs.
Are there any barrel casks upstairs, Mike?
Not that I don't know.
We've got to try and simulate the noise to see whether it was.
It's done it now.
It was as if it was hit with a stick, like a soft wood. Yeah, that was very similar. Yeah, bang, 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 bang. Yeah, that was it.
It's going to be mulling round inside my head what it could have been. Now, I know it was no members of the crew because, well, like I said, we were upstairs.
It's fantastic. There's a lot happened in a short space of time. So everyone's very excited about tonight. I am. I can't wait. I really can't. There's some things that I can't explain at the moment, but and I hope I won't be able to explain them in my own mind. But it'll be great. So we just can't wait. Let's get on with it. Every time I sit down under a piece of camera, I sigh. But I think this time there's a reason for it.
I went and did my first vigil with Stuart, John, Carl and myself. Everything was really quiet, all four of us were together. We went back to the same area where the kegs were. Nothing really happened. We split up.
Stuart and John went off on their own, while Yvette and I stayed on our own.
We sat there in one of the small rooms, and Carl and I, we sat there, heard a couple of creaks and everything, but it was just the building, we're sure, nothing paranormal. Then we went back into the room where we'd heard the previous banging with the kegs, and on 4 separate occasions it sounded like somebody was throwing something, a stone, something at the kegs and making them bang.
Please tell me. No, how can I do it on my camera?
I know.
There were some very, very loud noises where we were around the kegs, and I think made worse because of the sounds we'd heard earlier on the Little Ground. Unfortunately, Yvette's in a little bit of a state at the moment.
I lost it. And not at all proud of myself.
Yvette got very freaked out. She was really brave. The first sort of 2 or 3 sounds, she was, although they scared her, she was happy to stay there. But the last sound, which was very loud, I mean very loud indeed, was too much for her.
It seems to be getting worse on every shoot we're doing at the moment. Wherever I am, things seem to be, I don't know, aiming at me or banging or something around me, and my nerves are on edge and I'm getting worse.
It's nothing that can hurt you.
It was 3 times and they were violent through.
It wasn't violent. Nothing can hurt you. Does anything hurt you down there?
No.
Well, there you go. Nothing can hurt you. Do you feel better being out there? Hey, come on, you. Look. Come on. It's not worth that. Come on. Okay.
Everywhere I go at the moment, I seem to get things thrown at me.
Oh, it's getting thrown to you.
Get out.
They're not supposed to. They're trying to get your attention.
Yeah, I know, but it's every time it's really close. And it's really, I wouldn't mind if it was just like a kind of a gentle little hello, but it's not, so it seems so bloody fucking violent.
It's not violent. It just things drop. It's just things falling. They could have fallen from the ceiling.
Falling.
They could have fallen from the ceiling.
They weren't. You listen back to those.
Coming up in part 2, Suzanne and Kath get the fright of their lives at the top of the brewery, and Stuart braves the barrel room on his own.
How on earth I am holding this together is beyond me. It really is.
Welcome back to Most Haunted Extra. As if we hadn't had enough frightening experiences, already more was to come for Suzanne and Kath as they went to the top of the brewery for what was to be a truly frightening vigil.
What can I say? It feels very odd up here because as we came up with Dave, who works here, this huge big vats, and we're at the very, very top, and we heard some kind of laughter, and this was real funny laughter. And of course we didn't have the cameras on, which normally happens, and it was freaky. Alright, maybe because the vats are so huge that they've carried sound from somewhere. I looked out the window, and there's nobody around. We're in the middle of the night here, so who's about on the Thursday night?
Dave, who's with us from the brewery, said that it could possibly be noises from outside, but we kind of had a bit of an investigation about that and couldn't figure out why it would come from outside when it's like so early in the morning, there's nobody around.
So that just freaked me out a little bit, and then of course the lights go out, and whew, as we were leaving, the crew were going, it's spooky there, so that doesn't make me feel any better.
Oh, it's horrible up here.
You are touching me, aren't you?
No, I'm not touching you.
You're touching me back, aren't you?
No, I'm not touching you back. Now I am, but I wasn't just then. I'm turning the camera around. Why, did you just feel something on your back?
Yeah.
There was also footsteps at one point. I was absolutely scared to death. We were both so scared that we couldn't move. We were stuck together. I had a big fright to the point where my muscles in my stomach are really hurting because, you know, like, oh my god, like that. You know, we've been really, really freaked out. Like that. Did you hear that? It sounded like a footstep right next to me. Can you hear it? Can you hear the footsteps?
Do you know what? I really nearly wet myself.
I swear to God, I heard a footstep just over to the right there. Did you?
Oh.
Did you hear it?
Yeah. Oh, this is horrible.
I just don't like it up here. We haven't walked anywhere.
Suzanne, my legs are killing. My legs are hurting. I'm scared to death.
You try and get a close-up of us two,
no.
while I'll get an in front view. Oh my God! What was that, Kath? What was that? Look at me hiding behind you. What was that?
Suzanne.
What are these noises? It's horrible. They sound like footsteps, Kath, or...
It was terrifying, and there was a sound that made me jump that much that I absolutely wet my knickers.
It was me, it was me, it was me, it was me, it was me. Fucking hell. Oh my God. It was me. I was trying to grab your hand.
Suzanne's just tried to grab my hand. It freaked me out and I just wet myself.
You did.
I just wet my hand.
Have you weed? Don't we anymore? Don't we anymore? Oh, don't, because I think it's hysteria, Kath. I think we're laughing because we're scared.
I do feel that because it was just Suzanne and myself, that it made me feel that more scared because it's just the two of us. If there was more of us, then I would have felt a lot better and I might have not had the accident. The more locations that we're going to, I'm not getting less scared, I'm getting a lot more frightened. So I've come back here to the dairy camp, I've fed myself a hot drink, and I think I need to calm down.
I must be absolutely mad. I'm shitting myself. I really am. I'm petrified. I don't know what to do. I've come to the point of no return now. I've told everyone I'm going to come down to see where the barrels are, do a seance on my own. Carl told me to come for half an hour, and I promise no matter what happens, I shall not move an inch. So basically, if the shit goes down, I'm going to have to stick it out. Basically, I've just been down the cellar where the barrels are, where noises have been heard by various members of the Most Haunted crew. So me, being what's the word I'm looking for? Mr. Macho Man. Gone down there on my own for a half an hour visual. Me, a handheld camera, and a lock-off camera behind me, so that when the audience see what I'm doing, so if anything does go wrong or something does happen, they know it's not me messing about. I'd heard splashing in the gutter of where the corridor is, and where the corridor is, you've got steel tracking, like rail track if you like, for the barrels to roll down. Now I didn't know they were on an incline until one of the members, one of the people that work here, he's actually walking around with us, said, yeah, well, tracks are on an incline for a reason, so that the guys don't have to put much effort into rolling the barrels. So that barrel came from full speed right the way down, and I've caught that on footage. It's unexplainable. I can't put my finger on it. Hand on heart, I don't know if it was a member of the Most Haunted crew messing about for a joke, I don't know. I wouldn't have thought so. If I was to find out it was, I think I'd be very disappointed, and that I'd shake any belief that I have in the paranormal. It got to the point where I'd froze basically. I couldn't leave where I was because it's shock. If you see a train coming at you 100 miles an hour, your first reaction is to move, but you don't. You freeze, you stand there, your life flashes before your very eyes. You know, you're in shock. And that's basically what happened to me. I know what I was seeing and believing and feeling. And all different emotions were going on inside. You know, is it true? Is someone messing about? Probably was true. It probably was paranormal. I'm hoping it is paranormal, because if it is paranormal, it takes on a whole new meaning of life. And it's going to cause a lot of problems out there for all these scientists and doctors, you know, who believe, who disbelieve. You know, so it's going to open a whole new can of worms, in all honesty. I'm sorry, I don't think I can go any longer. Who's that? Fucking hell. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? The barrels are rolling. Can you hear that? That's what they heard earlier on. Is there anybody down there? Hey! Something's there, something's there. Oh no! Can you see that? Hello? Oh my God.
We've had a fantastic time here, we really have.
Overall, from people's vigils and reports of what people have been seeing and feeling and hearing, I do believe that Greengate Brewery is a really active place. I think it's been a fantastic investigation.
It's been one of the most memorable places that I've ever been to.
To be honest, I have to conclude that this place is definitely haunted, and that's very unusual for me to say that.
We've had so many things happen here that we can't explain.
This shoot's been, I must admit, it's been very rewarding, and I've enjoyed it.
It's been a great honour and a great privilege to witness what I've witnessed tonight.
So yeah, as far as it's been a fantastic night, and just can't wait for the next one now. So that's it for Most Haunted Extra. See you on the next one.
Ali is asked by a family to investigate the death of their son in Cold Squad in a couple of minutes. And next, how you can win VIP tickets to Most Haunted Live Summer Solstice in June.
It wasn't that long ago, the spring single, "No care in the world, just shoot a float about like a butterfly." This is what up. Come in, Big Bear.
Help me. Help me. This is the most convincing poltergeist activity that I have seen in the last 3 minutes.
The proof is in the pudding, as they say.